as a tech reviewer, I think one of the more important things I have to do is to remain impartial, not just to try different brands and try different products and stuff like that, but also to try to look at products and try to respect what the companies tried to do when they developed it. Like, no company's out there trying to make bad products. They're trying to make good stuff, but invariably there are bad products. And right now, Apple's product lineup, particularly their computing products, is really pissing me off. Just as a bit of a backstory, before I started YouTube, I was an avid Apple user. I wasn't like an Apple fanboy or anything like that. I had a MacBook Air, I had an iPhone. I wasn't hard to the core, but I enjoyed the Apple ecosystem. But as I started making YouTube videos, I realized that I had to try things that I didn't prefer. I had to try Android phones. I had to try Windows PCs. I had to just use stuff that I didn't prefer using just so I could actually have a better grasp of what was going on in the industry. And as my channel grew, I was exposed to more and more devices. I saw more computers, more phones, and a lot of the reasons that I enjoyed the Apple products were kind of verified by looking at other brands. Like, I enjoyed the build quality of Apple products, and even to this day, I still think Apple has the best built laptops in the world right now. Like, no one beats them. They are literally the best built laptops. But then you look at the inside and you look at the internals and the specs and all the nitty-gritty stuff, and then you look at how the industry has kind of shaped over the course of 2018, and you see how Apple has done their stuff over 2018. It just grinds my gears. I'm going to take a look at the MacBook Pros first, the 13-inch and the 15-inch, and these are both the 2017 models. They're both running the 7th gen Intel processors. The 13-inch one is running a U processor, it's a weaker version, and the 15-inch model is running a H processor, which is a stronger version. But both of them are basically the strongest MacBook Pros that Apple sells right now. The problem is that the entire industry has shifted over to the 8th gen CPUs, and they are so much faster than the 7th gen CPUs. Now, a lot of the stuff that I deal with is more processor intensive, like video editing and stuff, is not something that's light, so I understand that this won't affect most people, but like, the entire industry has shifted over to 8th gen CPUs since like November of 2017. So in November of last year, they could have upgraded the 13-inch model. They didn't, but they could have. And in April of this year, they could have upgraded the 15-inch model, because that's when basically all the Windows laptops out there were refreshing their devices to the 8th gen CPUs. These guys haven't done it, and it's punishing to the user base. If you're an Adobe user and you're looking to buy a new computer and you're looking at a MacBook Pro, you're wrong. That's the wrong device. You need to be buying a Windows laptop right now, because the difference in performance between a 7th gen and an 8th gen CPU, it's so big, and the entire user base is getting screwed. And then you take a look at the stuff like the drives being soldered on and being forced to purchase the touch bar, which most people don't find all that useful. It's just more stuff that Apple does that feels really aggressive for no particular reason. And I like macOS. I actually prefer using macOS much more than I prefer using Windows, but if I'm using their hardware right now, I'm forced to use dated hardware that feels significantly slower than Windows hardware. Now, I also want to take a look at the iMac Pros. These are devices that are really powerful. They're expensive, but they're really powerful. The thing is, you're forced once again to purchase a whole bunch of stuff that you may not need, like ECC memory and Xeon processors and a 5K panel. Like, they're all really good things. Well, some of it is. They're all good, but a lot of people don't need it, but they're forced to purchase it because they want that higher core count. And here's the thing. A lot of people don't even understand that the iMac Pro, like the 8-core, like the base model, the 8-core iMac Pro is actually slower than a 6-core laptop in Adobe Premiere. So one of those new Windows laptops will render a video faster than the $5,000 machine that looks really beautiful but isn't a good fit for most people who are actually considering it. Now, if you look at the iMac, like the regular iMac, they're actually in a weird spot. If they upgrade the iMac to the 8th gen CPUs like the rest of the industry has, it'll be a lot cheaper than an iMac Pro, but the performance will be really similar. So I don't know how Apple's going to handle that. I think if they come out with that new iMac, it's going to cannibalize the sales of their iMac Pros. Okay, the entire computing lineup right now though feels overpriced, underpowered, more so than the average Apple kind of price premium that we're used to paying because of that huge gap in performance from the 7th and the 8th gen CPUs. Okay, iPhones. I recently dropped my iPhone 10. It was in a case and it was off a very normal coffee table. It got bumped off the edge, maybe like 24 inches at most, and it cracked hard. And here's the thing. This is a $1,000 phone. I didn't get Apple Care on it. I kind of regret it, but it was a $1,000 phone. I'm not going to pay an extra $200. Like, that becomes a $1,200 phone. And when I tried to repair it, I was told that this is considered an out of warranty repair because it's accidental damage, and it's $550 to repair that back panel. In their defense, not really defense, but the reason is that they have to replace the entire back and internals of the phone. Not the front glass and the whatever, but the internals have to all be swapped, including the back panel, and that's why it costs so much. That is crazy. For that money, for $550, you can buy a brand new OnePlus 6 and have $20 to spare. So I think for most people, common sense would dictate that this is not worth a $550 repair bill. It's fully functional. It's just ugly as sin. I'll probably put a skin on this or something and call it a day. Okay, the bottom line is this. Apple's entire lineup right now, or their computing lineup, and the price of their phone repairs is just, it's crazy right now. I feel like the customers are getting screwed left, right, and center, and this is the world we live in. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thumbs if you liked it, subs if you loved it. See you guys next time.